So who's ready for a fight? I know I am, so let's get right into this review. What's up, guys? It's Punk Guy here. Thanks for joining me back on my review channel. Before we get into this battle of punk rock supremacy, first I want to say don't forget to add and like and subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment as well. And also don't forget to add me on Instagram at this Punk Guy. I'll put a link down there below. There will be a winner at the end of this battle, so leave a comment. I would love to hear what you guys thought about this as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for today's battle, we're talking about West Coast versus Wessex, which is Nofx versus Frank Turner. Here's the new LP that dropped kind of late. I'm reviewing it. Here's the front, here's the back. I really do love this kind of like 1930s, 40s boxing black and white theme. It's funny. It's got like a bunch of little like funny sayings and ads on here. Like if you really sit and read it, it's something really cool to look at. And you know, there's a lot of bands that do splits, but it's kind of like an obvious idea, but I've never seen another band pull it off. So if there is, leave a comment. Let me know what other band's done this. But I've never seen this done, which seems like a pretty obvious kind of thing to do, but I love it. It's pretty cool. So if you guys know anything about Nofx, you know that this is their second split, and the first one was done with Rancid back in 2002. That one was released on BYOB Records, and this is released on Fat Records. There's going to be a little bit of bias because Nofx has hands down always been my favorite band. I've loved them ever since I got into punk rock, and I've never heard Frank Turner in my life, so this is my first time really getting to listen to Frank Turner. So if you guys are fans of Frank Turner, you're probably not going to like this outcome. But if you're someone like me who's never heard him, let me explain him to you. He's kind of a singer-songwriter in the style of like folk music with a little bit of a punk edge. So it is a unique pairing to the two different styles that they're bringing to the table. So even though this is kind of a unique pairing, I do know that Fat Mike and Frank Turner have been friends for a very long time. And let's face it, this came from the brain of Fat Mike because Fat Mike does whatever Fat Mike wants to do. So let's get this bout started by starting off with the Nofx side. And like I said earlier, it's kind of hard not to be biased against Nofx because they are my favorite band of all time. They are the band that got me into punk. Every song on here is just a banger. I really love Nofx's diversity, going from ska to punk, even a little bit of piano on here. There's so much energy in these tracks. Even when the opening track starts with Substitute, it has that really heavy-handed reggae rhythm that kind of brings you into the build-up, and there's just a lot of energy in it. And not knowing a lot of Frank Turner's stuff, I think that Nofx did pick a lot of the right songs. Frank Turner has a kind of storytelling element to his writing, and I think that definitely complements Fat Mike's musicianship and the way he builds a song, or the way, Nofx, the way they build a song. The fact that we get to hear more El Jefe, because I've been missing him lately. I feel like the male yells have been kind of taking over more of the last recordings that Nofx has released. So we get a lot of El Jefe in this, which is good because I think his harmonies with Fat Mike are amazing. And of course, El Jefe, being the jokester that he is, has a box full of impressions, and he just kind of pulls another one out, kind of doing a Frank Turner impression, which is really, really hilarious on Thatcher Fuck the Kids. Also, the song ends with Fuck the Kids too, which is kind of ironic. See, like, that's what I mean, like, they complement each other. Now, the track Glory Hallelujah is a track that Mike definitely takes a step out of his normal wheelhouse box. And to me, it's an interpretation of Mike doing an interpretation of what a Frank Turner song would sound like. And this track really is a lot of fun because he brings his backup from Home Street Home, the musical he's been working on for years, as a background vocalist on this track. So you get a lot of variations of different people singing on this. It kind of gives it a choir feeling. This track is the masterpiece of his side of the album, really kind of showing their versatility, kind of brings it full circle of emotions, and just a great way to end his side of the tracks.
Round two.
Get into Frank Turner's side, and I do have a strong critique about this, and it's not really that positive. But I will start off with the things I liked. First off, the first track that he covers, Scavenger Type, is a great track. To me, it's Frank Turner trying to sound like a Nofx song. You guys know that Scavenger Type is actually really a slow song by Nofx, but they play it fast, live. And Frank Turner has an upbeat version of this version instead of doing the slower version, which I will say I actually prefer this more upbeat version Frank Turner does than Nofx's fast version that they do live. So if that made any sense, that's a plus. But to me, the rest of the tracks are kind of lackluster, not really feeling the rest of it. The track Eat the Meek sounds like an indie band you would see in a Hollywood dive bar trying to get a record deal. It's got some weird percussion things going on. The final track on here, Falling in Love, is this kind of like soberly atmospheric, like overly intense, emotional, you know, gripping at the heartstrings song that just, to me, comes off really boring and cheesy. It is a really good, strong, and emotional song, but it seems like they're just trying to compensate and trying too hard with this track. So in conclusion, don't get it wrong, I'm not trying to say that I don't like Frank Turner, because I actually went back and listened to the original songs that Nofx covered, and I gotta say, I do like those songs a lot in the Frank Turner version. The track Ballad of Me and My Friends, I think is like the only track I think Frank Turner actually does better than the Nofx version. So with this album, I'm going to do a little bit different. Instead of rating the whole album as a whole, I'm going to rate each side as a competitor to see who actually won in this versus competition. So by a unanimous knockout, I'm definitely giving the Nofx side 5 stars. Like I said, it's kind of hard not to when you're kind of biased because you love the band so much. But I really think they picked the right songs to create a cocktail of balance for the songs that they chose to put onto this album. And for the Frank Turner side, I'm giving it 2 stars. That's right, 2 stars. There's so many songs that Frank could have chosen from, and he decided to do Bob. Everyone does Bob. I'm sick of hearing Bob covers. Even in the last split, Rancid did a Bob cover. Bob has been done to death. This is a plethora of songs that could have benefited Frank Turner's storytelling ability and songwriting. Tracks like The Orphan Year, The Idiots Are Taking Over, definitely are more coexisting styles of songwriting that could have worked for Frank Turner's options. So when all is said and done, Nofx wins hands down. Nofx takes the win on this split. It doesn't matter who the winner or who the loser was. The curiosity definitely caught my interest, and I couldn't wait to review this album. I couldn't wait to hear what both people would do to these tracks, and it's definitely worth to listen to just out of pure curiosity. That was my review, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys are FT fans, please don't take it to heart too much. I'm just not a hardcore FT fan, and maybe I will be now because Nofx has definitely turned me on to their music. So if anything comes out, that's a positive. Watch and let me know which side you thought won, which one did a better job under the other person's covers. And like always, don't forget to like, add, subscribe, add me on Instagram at ThisPunkGuy. And like always, guys, I'll see you at a show! Thanks, guys. I know this album came out about a month ago and I'm finally getting to it, but because of COVID, it took forever to get the vinyl, but I'm finally glad that I got it. Anyway, you can see a sneak peek of what my next review is going to be. It's going to be something different, but until then, click on one of the videos below to check out one of my previous reviews. Thanks, and I'll see you guys next time.